information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Hey, Beth Venus.
Hey, welcome. Here we are on another beautiful Wednesday in San Diego, California.
And another episode of Girls Talk Rock. So, we are here tonight with a very special guest. We want to tell you a little bit about our guest tonight. She is a record producer. She's an arranger. She's a teacher. She is a songwriter. And she's written for people such as the Jackson 5, Tom Jones, Nancy and Frank Sinatra, Maureen McGovern, and did some work with Sonny and Cher.
Dang!
Why don't you tell us who we got with us tonight, Beth?
I want everybody to know that we are so pleased from Hollywood, California to have Annette May Tucker on the line with us. Welcome, Annette May. How are you?
Oh, thank you. It's nice to be on with you, too.
Well, you're
Awesome.
an official Girls Talking Rock now. We're ready to rumble. So we were introduced to you by a shared friend. We have a wonderful shared friend named Deania Perro, and she was talking about you, and your ears must have been ringing because I said, we've got to get this wonderful person on our show. And I think our listeners, who are an abundance of musicians and fans, are going to be excited to hear about your career.
Totally.
Well, that's really sweet of Deania because she's one of the special people in my life. I'm going to be writing with her, and she's lovely. Talented, too.
So talented, and I think that's why, you guys obviously inspire each other. For our listeners out there, we want you to know that really today we're going to be talking to someone, Annette is a songwriter, a record producer, an arranger, and a teacher, of course, as all wonderful musicians are compelled to do. But, that you've crossed the genre of rock and pop and country, and we really want to cover as much of this as we can and give our listeners a little insight to what it takes to have a career in this path of being a songwriter. So start us out, right, Tracy?
Yeah. What we want to know is, how did you get your start in music or your love for it? Where did that come from?
Well, I was a very talented pianist when I was little, and I was always interested in music, loved the Broadway shows, and even ushered at the Greek Theater when they had their shows. I was an usher when I was very young, so I could see all the Broadway shows. And actually what really happened was I didn't know that I was a songwriter, but I knew that in grammar school I used to sing in all their little meetings that they had, little PTA meetings.
Totally.
I used to sing, and I produced Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and I was Snow White, and my next-door neighbor, she was the witch.
Nice.
And I did all that, and so I had a talent for it, and I didn't know that I had a talent for writing at all because I wanted to be a singer. So when I got out of high school and I first got married, unfortunately I got in a very bad automobile accident. And while I was recovering, there was a girl that lived next door to me that was a singer and a songwriter. And I used to hear her playing on the piano, and I had a little piano in my place that my husband had bought me, and I thought, oh, I bet I could write. So I sat down, and it was very simple for me, but I wrote these terrible songs, but I didn't know they were terrible. I thought, oh, these are really good.
You sound great.
And I played them. and one day, somebody knocked on my door, and it was a guy that was named Al Hazen, who was a successful songwriter, and he was going next door, but I don't know, we started talking, and I told him that he was a songwriter. He told me he was a songwriter. I said, I want to write songs. This is what I've written. Do you want to hear it? And he said, yes, right. And I played him these songs, and he said, I want to write a song with you. Well, we did, and we got them recorded by a very small little label, and that was very encouraging. And then I kept writing. I kept on writing. I wrote some things with him. Everything got recorded. Then somebody signed me to be a singer.
Well, of course, if you're writing, and they probably heard you humming along.
That's
and,
right.
Doing
along.
what you do. And they said, well, you ought to be doing that, Annette, right? Or is that how that came to? Or?
Yes, and it was kind of funny because I did record this for this little label, and actually a very good arranger named Jimmy Haskell, who was very, very prominent in his time, and he did the arrangements on it. And then we went on little tours. And people, when you went on little tours, we'd go into little small towns, and I would go with my husband, and I was like, his little housewife.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, are we talking coffee shops, or what kind of little gigs are we talking about here?
Well, they used to have little. First of all, they had television shows. Dick Clark was on, and
what a big deal,
right?
though.
We know Dick Clark. Yeah,
this is so organic. Now I just got to get in there because you are so sweet, and I know our listeners are going. She was a homemaker one day, writing in her living room,
right?
And then all of a sudden she's like, on this
Dick
Clark
I'll go play some
show.
gigs.
And so this seems incredibly organic, like an amazingly organic experience. Was there somebody really pushing a formula, or who was really kind of on a managerial side making sure your music was heard? Or were you just like, hey, I'm going to write, and if it happens...
And just go out there.
Yeah. Was your writing partner kind of really strong on that side of things? Or what really pushed things along to get noticed?
The first things that I wrote were kind of... When I think about it now, I always laugh because I thought these were the greatest songs, and I went and I was showing them. I was showing them. I'd go into the office and sit down and play. Well, I just happened to get into a place called 4-Star Music, who a lot of good writers got their start from.
On Sunset Boulevard.
Uh-huh.
On Sunset, yeah?
Yes, on Sunset, right. And I played, I think I was writing show tunes, truthfully, because that's what I knew. And I didn't listen to top 40 songs. I didn't really know about that. Well, boy, did I learn.
Fast.
I learned fast because they introduced me to this wonderful girl named Nancy Mantz.
Nice.
And we wrote one song, and the first song we wrote was for Freddie Cannon, who was a big artist then.
Yeah.
So we got a record with Freddie Cannon, and then we started writing. And
he's known for doing Palisades Park. For those of our listeners who might not be familiar with him, I know for me, the first familiar tune we had with Freddie Cannon was Palisade Park.
Yeah, and he's of course American rock and roll, so and singer. So that we just want to give the little background on that.
Because you're so modest, Annette.
Totally.
Well, yeah, but at that time I was just like, what? We got a record? Yay!
Right.
Well, first,
that's cool.
I have to go back because I have to say that when our first record came out that I did with the person Al Hazen, that was the first person I wrote with. I'm backing up. I sent everybody out to buy the record because I said, you have to go out and buy this record because that was when they had the records and people went out and bought records.
An actual album, right? Of course.
So now, wait a minute. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, we didn't. It's like I didn't have a clue. I
do you
didn't
think
know
that worked
I didn't
for
know
you?
what I was doing. But in your intro, you said something that really hit me, and that is, I want to start out by saying, when you have a dream and you want to do something, no matter what anyone says, do it. I believed I was going to make it as a songwriter, and believe me, everybody kind of said, are you kidding? There's a million songwriters. I said, no, I'm going to do something.
Now, let me ask you this, because it says that song that you wrote with Al was Stick Around. Is that the right song I'm thinking of? My mama told me you better stick around?
Yes.
Oh, my God, because that's one of the best hits ever. I'm serious. That's great. All right, hold on 1 minute, Annette.
Yes, I recorded that.
Yeah, hold your thought, Annette. We are going to be right back because we got to take our first 3-minute commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get right back into My Mama Told Me You Better Stick Around with Annette Tucker. Hold on, Annette. We'll be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Thank you for listening to WS Radio. Improve your business and your life with useful information from experts and thought leaders. WS Radio is radio with ROI.
You may have heard me brag about Progressive Medical Center and just how much they've helped me with my health. And Dr. Goley, one thing that you have helped so many people with is migraines.
Unfortunately, there are millions and millions of Americans who are suffering with migraines and headaches, and they're debilitating because it affects the quality of their life, and they cannot function properly. At Progressive, we get the root cause because we understand that migraines could be caused by nutritional deficiencies, hormonal imbalances, believe it or not, delayed food sensitivities. And once we determine what the real reason is, we put a plan of action together with medication that we get them off slowly, and we put them on an all-natural approach, and the results are amazing.
Incredible. I mean, there's so many people that can say they don't live their lives with migraines anymore thanks to Progressive Medical Center.
And that's what's exciting and rewarding to us as physicians, because we help our patients take control of their health, and that's why they're living well.
Why don't you get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today? Don't live in pain. Don't have migraines anymore. Just go to their website, progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page, mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Tracy Hey, Tracy, how
Are
you
we
doing?
back, Beth? I think we're back.
Oh, man, I love that riff, but I'm so excited to get back with Annette Tucker.
That's right, Annette.
Songwriter, record producer, arranger. We left off with Annette, and we were, talking about her upstart, becoming a writer. And really, I love the way we closed out that first segment, Annette, with you just got to get up and go and do and go for it.
And dream and follow that dream. So,
what a time for you to be doing that. There couldn't have been that many women doing this. There aren't that many now. So I'm sure when you were starting out, were you guys compelled to work together when you met with your co-writer, Nancy Mantz? Was that part of it? You guys just connected really quickly?
Her words spoke to me.
Yeah.
That's the simple way to put it. Everything she wrote was a melody that I could think of while I was listening to her lyrics. She was fabulous. But I also wrote with Jill Jones, and I have great memories with her. She was talented. And then my third partner was Kathy Wakefield. That was my last writing partner before I started teaching, because I went from songwriting into teaching, and I think we'll get to that later, but that was a big part of my life. And wrote with other people. I had the honor of writing with Bob Merrill, Funny Girl.
Nice.
Oh, my God. That was like just...
Tell us about the experience of working with different writers. Do they have different formulas or different styles? And did you find yourself, adjusting to the way they were formatted? Or did you guys just, collaborate and it was very, organic from the start?
Everyone had a different way. Bob Merrill would come and pace back and forth. Bob Merrill is the one who wrote People Who Need People from Funny Girl. He wrote all the words for Funny Girl. And there was going to be a musical made of Lolita, and he wanted me to write the music. Because at that time, I was big with music, just kind of contributing to words, but I was basically to start a musician. And so we collaborated, and he would pace, and he would throw words around, and he'd want me to put the melody right then, so it was like putting me on the spot. I had to really think quickly about his words and what it was saying, and put the melody and down and write it down so I wouldn't forget it.
Well, that's got to be some awesome training, though, as far as if you're a songwriter and you're just starting out, or you're in the beginning stages of your career. It's got to be totally fun to just have somebody just throwing ideas at you and seeing what sticks and just rolling with it.
Yes, that was I did write that way with Nancy and Jill and Kathy too. But Kathy would write probably more of a full lyric, and then I would put the melody to it. But with Jill used to come. We used to stay up till 3 a.m. trying to finish a song because we always had to write so many songs per week because we were under contract at that time to 4-Star Music, and you had to come up with so many songs a week because you were getting paid to do that.
Well, how many songs a week would you be under contract to write? I want to get the listener to understand what you were going through it during that time.
Well, we pressured ourselves, too, because, you can write a song and you spend all the time, and then you kind of play it and you go, oh, that's not too good. It doesn't sound good.
And does somebody come in and offer a different arrangement for that piece or a different rhythm that changes the whole feel and sometimes, change your life forever?
Yes, because what was happening was whatever was in is what they would ask for.
Yeah.
And if it changed the next week and you were a little behind the time, they'd say, well, no, we want it to be like whatever song was happening at that time. Neil Diamond, we love Neil Diamond. Do a song like Neil Diamond.
That's cool.
Well, it's funny because I was going to call it your Love on the Rocks moment. If anybody's seen the Jazz Singer, where he had written there was a song that was being done with a really heavy metal arrangement, and then he comes in and does it with a softer melodic arrangement. Did you feel like you saved any of your songs by changing the temperament of the intention?
Have I? I had a little static while you were talking. I didn't hear what you said exactly.
Do you feel like any of your songs were saved or used? You know, you've had a lot of your songs that you've written.
Oh, yeah. Well, yes.
Done by Tom Jones, Sonny and Cher, all these
somebody
great.
Contacted me about 3 months ago and said, I was in the archives of Sony, and I found your demos that you sang.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
And I'd like to send them to you. Well, I've had them, and oh, my God. I said, how did these things, after them listening to me, which is a whole other story, too, but how did they get what they got? It's like they had to listen and imagine, because I would just play them on the piano and say, here.
Well, and here's what I want to get to, because, growing up when I was young, the biggest thing on television was the Jackson 5. I mean, you couldn't turn on the television or a show or Ed Sullivan or whoever it was without seeing the Jackson 5. So tell me how you got to work with specifically the Jackson 5 and what you got to do with them.
Well, that's skipping way ahead because by that time I had written some hits and had a lot of easy listening charts, songs on the charts. And by that time, I was, out there meeting all different kinds of producers. And this was with Kathy Wakefield. We were going to all the meetings and all the cocktail parties, and we were out there. And I was at a party, and I met Hal Davis, who was the producer of the Jackson 5. And he said, hey, do you have any songs that I should hear? And I said, well, I don't know if you can use any of the songs that I have, but I have one that I wrote, I think it was like a year ago, and I said, I'll come and play it for you. I didn't even have a demo. And so I went in there and I played some songs, and then he picked 2 songs that he liked, and he said, well, let me just see, I'll see if, they like it, and let me think about it, and I'll call you. I'll get back to you. Well, that was it.
Wonderful.
I never heard from him again.
Oh.
Now we go into 20.
Whoa.
No, really, this is what happened. We go into 2013, and somebody calls me and tells me that Universal is looking for me because there's an album that's out called Come and Get It, Rare Pearls, and these 2 songs that you wrote with Kathy Wakefield that were lying in a drawer that they obviously cut and never released, they put them in this album.
No,
Wait, so you say that they actually went into the studio and cut the record, but just never released it?
But they never said anything. I had no idea. Plus, I didn't even know that this album, Come and Get It, Rare Pearls, was even. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know anything about it. So I get on the computer and I look it up, and there, it has one song. Even was the first cut on the. They had 3 different recordings of songs in there. This beautiful packaged album.
Oh my gosh!
And one was the first cut on the second side, and the other was the last cut on the first side. And I was just beyond.
What a shock!
You've got to be like, what?
Well, it's interesting you bring this up because there's something I really want to, and without getting too into your super detailed. Finances, we want to talk about really going into the next segment.
Yes.
When you are on board as a writer for Sony or for 4-Star or for, for Tom Jones, whoever you're writing with, and you write a song, we want to talk about the kind of arrangements you had financially, whether you have a one-time, hey, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, we'll take the cash and go, and the next thing you know, you have a number 1 hit. Do you benefit by that hit? or you're writing and it could come or go, right, Tracy? We
Yeah,
really
because ASCAP, she's an ASCAP writer.
Of course,
so
you're an ASCAP writer. So
no, I'm a BMI writer.
Oh,
we have you.
Well, it says on your autobiography
well, she
here
did
that
skills. She did. We will talk about the classes that you taught.
Okay.
And then, but really,
yes, I taught songwriting for ASCAP at that time.
Okay.
I was with ASCAP, and that's very true. I was, and
Okay.
I taught songwriting for ASCAP, but then I went to BMI. I moved
Wonderful.
to BMI.
Well, before we move on to BMI, we'll talk about, we're just moving into the end of our second segment here.
Yes.
And we want to prep our listeners. We're on with Annette May Tucker, songwriter, record producer, arranger, and teacher, of course. And we really just want to address in our next segment, hang tight, we're going to talk about how you get credit for what you write, what's being made, and what happens 20 years later when you see your song
That's right.
on an album. We're dying to hear about this. Are you ready for us in this third segment? Stay with us. With 3 minutes in, we want to thank some of our sponsors.
Yeah, so we want to thank, of course, Moe's Guitars, who is our major sponsor. And we also want to thank Silver Tiger Production. And we want to thank the studio at CCMA. And, of course, Red Giant Promo. We are all part of the same package, but we all are proud sponsors of our radio program, Girls Talk Rock. So give us 3 minutes, Annette. We'll be right back. And everybody, just sit right there and relax. We will be right back.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Hey guys, C.S. Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Hello.
Beth Venus, we are back.
And Tracy Smith. We're Girls Talk Rock. Right now, today, we're talking to Annette Mae Tucker. First, I want to give a call out.
Shout out,
a call out, really, to our friends over at Kaboo. Kaboo is a 3-day mixperience. Don't you love that word?
Mixperience Festival.
It's a perfect weekend escape for the sophisticated concert goer. For those of you who are San Diegans, you know it's Friday, September 16th through the 18th. You really got to get your tickets now. And
get them now.
We think everybody should go to KabooDelmar.com and look for Girls Talk Rock over
because you might just see us.
You just might see us over there.
Just tripping around.
Yeah, I'm just saying. There might be some T-shirts or something
There
going
might
on.
be something going on.
Anyway, we're going to throw that out there, and we are saying hello again to Annette Mae Tucker. She is our guest today, songwriter, record producer, arranger. We left off, we were talking about her as a songwriter.
Correct.
And the kind of arrangements, you like the way I use that word?
Arrangements, I like
it. That they make with songwriters, for fiscal payoff. And is
That's
it
right.
just a one-time deal most of the time when you're on contract, or how do you get better funds when something is a big hit? Tell us about that, Annette, and the different kinds of contracts you had with some of these companies.
Well, mostly when I was under contract, I got paid a weekly salary for writing songs for them, which does put pressure on you.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely.
And I never was under any company. I think Motown was one of the few companies that I kind of signed with for a little while. But as far as, let me see, I don't think there was anybody that, I wrote a lot of things for Snuff Garrett, who was, do you know him?
You know what, the name is familiar because I had to do a piece on.
She's a pianist.
I'm a pianist. I was wondering, more importantly, like when you have somebody like Tom Jones cover one of your pieces, and he's such a big section name. Was your compensation the same, no matter who you wrote for and where it went? It was just part of a package deal of writing music.
Airplay.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
On the songs, and the Tom Jones album happened to be a gold album. It was in the Help Yourself album, so that was like a good thing. And the Sonny and Cher was also a gold album. So you collect money from the publisher who pays the writer, or if you have the publishing, you collect from the record company, and then you also get your airplay. And of course, when you're getting your money, you're either getting a salary or a draw.
Yep.
If you get a draw, then you have to pay that draw back. If you don't make the money back, and it goes on and on till you pay, back the money that they advanced you really for writing.
It's just an endless circle.
I don't know what they do now. This is a whole new ball game now. This is not anything like it was. But I wanted to tell you, this is just for people that were writing. And think, well, nothing will ever happen with my songs anymore, and I'm not going to write. Well, aside from the Jackson thing, this is the other miracle story. I have a lot of them, but this one really tops the cake because I never would have thought this would happen in a million years. Kathy Wakefield and I wrote a song called Feelin Kinda Sunday, and it was recorded by Nino Tempo, who's a very good friend of mine and a fabulous writer, and April Stevens, who was a fabulous singer. And they had Deep Purple. They won an award for that. As a matter, I think they won Song of the Year.
Nice. Wow. Yeah, that's a big deal.
And they recorded it. It was like kind of a demo, and it was with Don Costa. And so I guess Don was cutting, or he knew Nancy Sinatra. She heard the song. She loved the song, and she wanted to do it. And this was a follow-up to Something Stupid. Now, her father, good old Frank, he did not want to cut that song. So the session was all set, and, of course, Kathy and I were absolutely thrilled out of our minds to have a Sinatra record.
Yeah.
Totally.
And so he canceled. He canceled the session. As a writer, anybody that's a writer knows that you go, oh my God, what happened?
That's terrible.
A year later, they cut the song. And he didn't really like the song, and truthfully, it wasn't really a great cut. And it got on the easy listening charts, but it wasn't the big hit that Something Stupid was, and that they thought this was going to be. So 40 years went by.
Another big gap of time.
Another story. 40 years went by, and one day April was with her husband watching the NFL football game, and she said, God, that song sounds really familiar.
Familiar, yeah, no kidding.
It was the song. State Farm bought it for the beginning of every football game it was played. Now, that was a big money thing.
That Feelin Kinda Sunday.
You make your money now in commercials.
Totally.
That's what you have to hope for. Commercials and being in a movie, being on TV.
That's a really big deal. And was that and did they have a special arrangement for you for that, or they figured it was already bought and owned and they just could use it as they liked?
No, I happened to get my catalog back from Don Costa when he passed away, and I gave the song to Sony because they had like 125 of my songs, and I wanted my songs to really kind of stay in one place.
Right. Okay, I see. For storage.
And so I gave them the song, and I have to say that they're fabulous about keeping on top of the songs. My big hit, I Had Too Much to Dream last night, is at Sony, and they get me commercials on it. It gets in movies. They keep working it.
That's really cool.
And so that's how you get your money, when they pay their royalties. But unfortunately now, for all writers and anybody that's listening, you know what I'm saying. In comes the statement, and it's pages and pages of $1.50, $2.26, 55 cents, and you've got, and then it adds up to $25.35.
You're like, holy
and
Mary!
You go, oh my God, because they're all downloaded.
Of course.
Right.
And now things are changed so much. I mean, we really want to open that discussion up for our listeners and let them know that, because we have a lot of aching and moaning from writers right now. And, of course, performers as well. But writers, and this is a hot topic with downloading and,
it is.
And recording and use. And we're not just pressing buttons on a tape. And so hearing that this has been actually an ongoing issue from a writer and composer like yourself, songwriter, that it's gone through a lot of transformations, giving the actual artist, the creative agent, due credit. It's like a real challenge for this industry.
It's a different industry right now, boy.
Boy, we just are, it's such a threat to your livelihood. And so, did you ever have a collective of your artists that really decided you were going to make a change or make any demands on the industry? Or was it just like, let it ride and do the best you can?
Yeah.
Well, I'm still writing, and I'm very lucky because I've gotten some fabulous assignments. I did, there was going to be a documentary made on Michel Legrand, somebody that I totally admire, and I got to do the lyrics to somebody else's music and for a documentary. And I just have had to work on getting things like that, submitting for movies. I have somebody, right now I have a new agent / manager / attorney named Louis Surovitz, and I'm very happy with him. He's already got so much going for me, and I guess that's the name of the game now, because you can't submit songs. I had 2 Christmas songs, one that was out last year that I really love, and I can't even get my songs to Sony because they won't take them. You have to take them there in person, and somebody has to submit it for you. And I have a lot of songs with them, and I also have a very big hit called "I Ain't No Miracle Worker," which was a #1 song in Italy, and still
And still, they want protocol.
Still has commercials on it. Probably my biggest moneymaker.
Oh,
and I can't even get them on the phone.
So tell us this. What is the
insanity? That is crazy.
Tell us this much. What is the title of the person that you actually have to go through that is in the position to submit to a Sony?
The agent or the attorney, and that's why I have Lewis now, who's doing that. He's doing that, and because they don't want to take any unsolicited material, so
they just get besieged with so much.
Oh, I'm sure
it's difficult, but again, never give up. Always stay in there, and don't let this get to you, because there's always something happening if you put that energy out there, which, you know, I have that energy out there that says I'm still writing and I believe in myself and I'm going to do something again.
That's
you know?
right.
That's really the message.
It's legitimate. It's positive.
Well, that's the message. We've got one more segment here. We are here tonight, of course. We're so excited to have our very own Annette May Tucker, songwriter and producer. We have another segment left. Stay close. We want to thank Moe's Guitars, Silver Tiger Production, and, of course, Red Giant Promo. Stay with us. We got 3 minutes, and you get to hear more with Annette May Tucker.
Get your Kaboo tickets.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page, mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
You've heard me bragging about Progressive Medical Center and how they've helped me feel so much healthier. But one thing, Dr. Agoli, that a lot of people come to you with is just unexplained pain. They just can't get any relief. Why can Progressive Medical Center's Pain Management Center help them?
First of all, we have to acknowledge that pain is for real, and you've got acute pain and chronic pain. Here's the problem. That acute pain turns to chronic, which is long-standing, and no one's getting to the root cause. There's several key diagnostic components that help us get to the root of what's causing this pain. Is it inflammation? Once we do a thorough evaluation to get to the root cause, determine if it's structural or if it's a metabolic issue. And this way, we put an individualized program for pain management involving correcting the spine, using certain injections when necessary, and we get our patients out of pain quicker, and they stay out of pain because we teach them how to live their life well.
Don't let yourself live in pain any longer. Get a hold of Progressive Medical Center today at progressivemedicalcenter.com.
Progressive Medical, this is your life, live it well.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Moe's Guitars is the proud sponsor of Girls Talk Rock. Over 35 years of helping girls and guys rock. Moe's Guitars, M-O-Z-E, guitars.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Okay, Beth Venus, we are back for the fourth quarter, and we are here with an amazing guest today. She has given us so much insight on what it is about to be a writer and
songwriter, record producer.
Yeah,
arranger.
producer, writer, and all that. We're going to get into the fourth quarter.
There's not enough time in that. We're sorry.
I
So
know,
quickly,
there's not enough time.
But you're just really inspiring. And, you know, we wanted to get right away into you as an educator because we touched on it really briefly in another segment. We were talking about ASCAP and that you did some songwriting skills at ASCAP workshops and, of course, at the beautiful UCLA and some other colleges. Tell us about your joy in education.
That really was absolutely wonderful to be able to get out there and go over people's songs and help them. What I did was I ran workshops, and at that time I had a big home, and we auditioned all these different writers and took the best potential writers and had them come in to the workshop. And what they did was they would bring the songs that they were writing, and everybody would critique them, including, of course, myself.
Nice.
And they would learn by what first of all, when you look at a song and you start expressing how it could be better, you learn so much. And of course, I would inject my expertise. If you move this line over to this line or put this one first, or, you know, you have to have a hook, I would always be telling them what it takes because, in my opinion, and what I've always said is, you need to have the formula. You need to know what you're doing. Then you can go ahead and do whatever you want. But you need to have, like a painting, when you're painting, you need to know what to do and how to create a painting. You need to have some formula to follow.
So that leads me to my next question for you, which is, if you could write for any artist nowadays that you haven't written for with your background, what would that artist of today be? Who would that be?
Yeah, who's the perfect candidate for a song written by
Annette? Let's talk about the fact that there's nobody to write for.
Okay.
That's the problem, because they all write their own songs, or they have teams.
Yeah.
They use their teams, and they have a team that writes for them. And it's like so different, because when I was at the height of my career, it was, well, Glenn Campbell is looking for a song, and he was cutting all my demos, and I said, Glenn Campbell, you know, he plays on our demos. I don't want him to cut my song right. Then he comes out with By the Time I Get to Phoenix, and I go, oh, my God.
We'll take him. I mean, what a great experience, though, to see what they did with different pieces like that. I mean, these are, you know, big names.
Big names, huge.
And very sexy men that you get to meet, hopefully, along the way.
Well, I guess I guess we have to put you in the artist development category, maybe. And you find a young student that you really like their vocals and you really like the way they work, and that they're not represented yet. So you can get in there and write some music for them and make them popular.
Well, what I am doing now, I still do a lot of teaching.
Very cool.
Still have people bringing their songs to me, and we rewrite them, and we work on them until we think they're really good, and then they can go out and cut their demos. And that's primarily what I do, and I love doing it, and I love watching them get better and better and better and go, oh, my God, yes, and then they suddenly come back with this great song that didn't start out as a great song, and it's very fulfilling to me. And I loved that part of my life when I was doing that, and I did end up doing the same thing at UCLA, and it was always in the form of a workshop. It wasn't in the form of my lecturing, but I would inject things as we go along. No, you shouldn't put your title there. That should be the first line, because it's a great title and you want to get the attention of your audience. And I just gave them all my expertise tips, and then other people chimed in and said, well, I don't like this line, and I think it would be better here.
Sure.
And that's how they learned. Then they go home and say, hey, what am I doing?
Is this something that you still offer?
Switch my song around here.
Is this something you still do, Annette? Like if we have artists listening now and they're like, that's really what I need to get that better edge in my songwriting, is that something they can reach out?
Yeah, do you like Skype lessons, or do you meet with them, or what? Do you do any of that?
I can do Skype. I can do Skype. Yes, I do Skype. I kind of really like the personal one-on-one.
And you're up in L.A., so that's not too far.
Yeah, that's a
really
good place.
Of course. Well, I also have done things like mail me your lyric, and I will redo it for the people. There's all sorts of people that want to be a songwriter, but they've just written lyrics, and they're all in the wrong place, and they don't know what they're doing, so I can rearrange it and show them what the right way to do it is and how it will be better.
So you're not just an arranger, you're a rearranger. I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's right. That's a good line. I'm a rearranger.
There you go. I'm not just an arranger, I'm a rearranger. That right there, that's your branding right there, Annette.
It's delicious. Well, we are on with Annette Mae Tucker, and if you really want to know more about her, of course, she's on Wikipedia, and of course, she's all over the internet.
But where can we find you, Annette? Do you have links where people can find you?
Well, they can. I guess they can email me or contact you. Is there you have a contact number?
Yes, absolutely. If anybody wants to
reach you, then I can call them back.
Absolutely.
Sure.
To reach Annette Mae Tucker, go ahead and email Tracy at girlstalkrock.com, and we would love to forward those, because there's so many very cool things you might want to talk to Annette Mae about her history, her vetting, as well as helping you become a better songwriter.
All right, so Annette, we're down to the last 2 minutes of this show, and what we normally do in the last 2 minutes is we do what's called the Quattro questions.
It's the Quattro!
Everybody has to answer our Quattro questions, so
it's fun.
It just gives us a little insight. Okay, Beth, go ahead, ask the first Quattro question.
I'm going to say, hey, if you did not write for the easy listening category primarily, and you were stuck in one category, what would it be the rest of your life? And it couldn't be easy listening. What would it be, Annette?
I want to write country now. I'm into country.
I like it.
Country.
That's amazing. We have a couple country people we're working with that might like that. All right, here's the next one. If you're a spice, any spice in the cabinet, which spice are you?
You spicy girl.
What spice? Let me see. That's a tricky question. What spice? Maybe
it's a tricky
cinnamon.
Tracy question. Cinnamon. I like it.
See, I would have been cinnamon too, because I love baking cookies. Thank you.
That's right. I was thinking that. I was thinking that.
I know. Snickerdoodles.
Well, who is one of my Quattro is, what is one of your favorite artists that covered one of your songs? That you just love the way they covered it?
Well, I have about 50 covers on.
Well,
on
I'm
Too
just
Much
thinking,
to Dream.
of course.
But I can't think of anybody who really covered a song that was better than the original one. Once that original one was out, and it was a hit, it was very hard to get anybody that could top it. I do like April and Nino, their version of Feelin Kinda Sunday, the most. And that they kind of did another master of it after the Sinatra thing came out, so I have to go with that one.
All right. Well, we want to thank you, Annette, for being on our show tonight.
So big hug across the phone lines.
So big hug across the phone lines. Yes.
We just want to thank everybody at Moe's Guitars. We want to thank, of course, Enter Talk Radio.
That's right.
Network.
And of course, if anybody wants to get a hold of Annette, you got to hit me up, Tracy at girlstalkrock.com. I'll get you in touch with Annette. Thank you so much, Annette.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey guys, CS Keys here to introduce you to San Diego's #1 health meal prep provider, Fresh and Fit Meals. With over 40 menu items to choose from, several pickup locations all over America's finest city, made and delivered fresh, never frozen. Save on time and money. Super convenient and improves the quality of your life. Just visit the website, freshandfitmeals.com, for all the menus and the pricing. Or give them a call at 858-805-5949 for more details. Remember, you are what you eat, so you might as well be fresh and fit with Fresh and Fit Meals.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Do you want to be a professional coach? Are you in business trying to make a real difference with people you manage or work with? Have you started a coaching practice that isn't quite getting off the ground? Get the skills you need to be a successful coach today with the Coaches Training Program from Accomplishment Coaching. The Coaches Training Program will show you how to help others focus and be more fulfilled. Whether you want to improve your company's bottom line or create a thriving coaching practice, Accomplishment Coaching can give you the distinctions and practices you need to coach others effectively today. Accomplishment Coaching has spent 6 years developing a cutting-edge coaches training program that will have you ready to coach people professionally in just 12 months, and you don't have to take time off work to do it. To find out more about the Coaches Training Program, just call 1-888-548-6813. That's 1-888-548-6813.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.